Alright, so this is a pretty lengthy video, at least it should be. This is the questions and answers, the AMA that was done pre-PAX East on September 1st. Before they went to PAX East while they were waiting for the plane, they sat in Discord and answered a bunch of questions. This is going to be Solid Age, Search Narv Cam, and Steve Mad. So let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm not going to have any timestamps in here. It's not going to all be about the game. There's going to be some like more personal, interesting questions about themselves in here. So stuff to get you to know a little bit more about the team and kind of about where the game is heading and some patch updates. So we're just going to do the whole thing. It's a lot of questions. So if you feel like putting on the second monitor or just coming back to it later, I understand. Here we go. The first question is going to be, when am I getting my NIS persona? And Solid Age says we have one in the rotation soon. So, you know, personas are just like your one skin piece where you can change the dyes and colors of it, but you can't interchange those pieces with other things. Right now it shows both skins as personas, but one is a set and one is a persona, and the set will actually show you what pieces you can change or what pieces come with the set. And while the persona doesn't show any pieces, it just shows the persona itself. The next question is, will there be both other Prime-like variants outside of Heroic? And currently no, Heroics are it. So right now, there's just going to be the heroic versions of characters. And I understand they just say currently no because you can't really plan for that. I mean, you could, but let's get out the regular heroics first and see how they do, how they are responded to by the community before jumping into another level of heroics. Will there be a reset when free-to-play starts? No. Yeah, there's no reset here. The founder season is going to be, you know, for those that jumped in and were showing support for the game and getting the founders items and stuff like that. However, if you are curious, the characters that are coming out during the founder season will still be available to earn when the free-to-play season starts. So you aren't missing out on getting Venomous or whoever the next person is going to be. We're assuming Lionel, as the Discord has called him. Don't worry about missing the characters. You won't have access to the rewards tower. They may come back around or they may sell some of those items in the shop, but just know that the characters themselves you'll still be able to earn in game. Will you change how we will farm Pyre in the future? It's kind of boring to hop from server to server to farm him. Yes, we have plans for global timer with notifications. So that'd be cool, like when the whole server will be able to see when Pyre is up. Maybe we'll make like a bing sound. Pretty nice. Hopefully it's just like not just inside Highlands, you know, it'll actually show like in the chat, maybe in global chat or something like that. And hopefully they change global chat too, or the chat so it shows a little bit differently. ETA on Affinity Respect. Now that the servers are a lot more stable, I've been loving the game. Keep it up. So we have next Founders season for the Affinity Respect, which is roughly end of October, early November maybe, where we jump into Founder Season 2. Should be a lot of changes there happening. We can't even imagine what might even come. We just know that we're going to have Affinity Respect. Weird question, but are some of the idle animations from the game from Warframe? I noticed Venomous idle stance looks a lot like Messa's. No, everything is custom to Wayfinder. Now, of course, we saw my shorts, there are some dances, but I guess they're saying that they came up with the ideas themselves and they're not just taking the same skin or the skeleton from Warframe, but they're actually developing this stuff hands-on. And probably the characters customizations are handcrafted and just happen to look like the same idle animation. But we know that that dance, body yada yada yada. What exactly changes loot-wise when you change spheres? So this is a big question for a lot of people. Spheres currently multiply the amount of resources dropped and level of accessories. It may have loot table implications in the future. So we're now saying that certain loot isn't coming from higher tier spheres, but it's multiplying the amount of resources dropped. And I don't know, because you still have to go like tier 3 loot should come from higher spheres unless it's just coming from those harder dungeons, those higher level dungeons and not the higher level spheres. I haven't really tested it out yet, haven't had a chance to test it out. I've just been kind of running what my level will see as somewhat of a challenge. Are mounts expected for Season 2? Yes, mounts are expected for Season 2, and I can't wait to jump into those. Apparently there's going to be mounts, and the saddles are going to be differently, so people can have different saddles also as a way to customize their mount, and I wonder if we'll be able to dye our mounts as well. They haven't really gone that much into that system yet, but hopefully we get a look at it soon. Are there any plans to change how reagents like Trickster Coins and Archaic Bones are farmed? I'm having fun grinding the bosses for weapon parts, but these are a pain. Yes, absolutely, event-specific currencies will be much easier to acquire next season, so we'll be able to do that. Now, I thought I saw somewhere in Discord that they were talking about maybe having some type of imbuement that allow it to happen, but I'm not really sure. Will heroics be sold or grind only? Only heroic heroes will be purchased only. Future heroics will be earnable. Nice, nice. I think this is a misunderstanding here as well from how it was written or read. Only heroic heroes will be the only one that just purchasable only, but future heroics will be earnable, and I'm assuming also purchased because we're like a lot of people are saving the tokens, which you can use the tokens for the heroic characters, which was confirmed, you know, in the Discord, saying that pretty much those will probably be purchasable as well. How do you feel about the imbuements work and what the community thinking about them? Any plans to change the environment, behaving, making it a little bit more melee friendly? We do have plans to adjust single imbuement mutators due to feedback, and I'm pretty sure this is on the Flora because everybody hates Flora. Any details you can share about the first content update? Soon, TM. Hopefully this week we get some news about what's coming instead of on the day of. It'd be nice to have patch notes that are coming out, like what are the patch notes ahead of time before the patch drops, so we at least know, you know, instead of waking up like, surprise, this is what changed. Hey PAX team, safe travels to y'all. Saw the new slides on the roadmap. Do we have an ETA for the Echoes version 2, and is the Frost March expansion related to the content patch or different? Both of those will most likely be coming with the free-to-play launch. So Echoes version 2, where they're reworking the system to break down the echoes and make them easier to manage, and the Frost March expansion will be coming at the free-to-play launch, most likely. Will there be any Frost Ice themed Wayfinders in the near future? Expect all sorts of Wayfinders. Interesting, interesting. Are there any plans for a fourth rarity of Echo past Epic? Maybe Legendary? Probably, but not planned at the moment. This is a pretty interesting question because I saw some posts from in the Discord. I hang out a lot in the Discord. In the Discord where people were sharing images from Wayfinder DB, and they had like pull down menus for like Legendary and a unique. So I'm not really sure if that's something that they try to like data mine or if they're guessing, but right now it's not planned at the moment. But there's also something with a picture of echoes, and Sourcenoff commented that that was not how echoes work, so it could just be wrong. Moving on to the next image we have here. Infinity respec win, please. Once you get to beyond, to infinity and beyond. But I thought you had to get to infinity first before you get to beyond, so I guess infinity respecs are not coming. But we know they meant affinity, and we saw that season 2. Could we eventually see dual scythes? Dual something is coming. I wonder if we'll have dual pistols, maybe dual daggers, dual sai. Will they drop hints, start just throwing Ninja Turtle stuff all the time, and we're like, oh, they're having dual sai, dual swords, dual katanas, and dual fists. Why can't we restart our account and start all over? No more resets. I guess if you wanted to restart your account and start all over, you probably have to wait to free to play and then do a new account altogether. It'll probably be the easier way to do that. Do you guys have a personal favorite Wayfinder? Cam says Windgrave and Redacted. Can't wait till Redacted comes out. Should be fun. Haven't seen anything on Redacted. Do you guys have a personal favorite Wayfinder? Miss Mono asks, will Super Jump Bunny Hop get patched out? It's currently one of my favorite methods of travel, and it would be a shame to see it go. So Cam responds with, it's actually going to be implemented properly. The current version of it is leading to too many game-breaking bugs. Somebody commented also with instructions on how to do it, and if they change it to something where it's kind of still hard to do, I'll have a video, but I will have a video, should be a video out explaining how to do the bunny jump, super jump, bunny hop jump. Super Bunny Hop Jump. What kind of experience buff are going to be implemented to dungeons in response to having slow leechy level progression right now? To be clear, we fixed the bug, the scrolls will offset that, and I'll let Steve comment further, which he does a little bit later, and we'll get into that. I know you guys said the affinity reset is going to be there for season 2, but the last missing point on affinity, will it be in patch before season 2? This is actually a bug, we're going to fix this. So this was a huge reveal. I thought that we will just have the 29 points for our affinity respec, but apparently it's supposed to be 30 points altogether, and you should be able to have 2 full rows filled out for your passive ability. So right now it's a bug, which will make it definitely interesting. But right now what we can do is just what we can do. I understand that you guys want Wayfinder to be a challenging game at times, but have you considered that the game becomes quite challenging too quickly for new players in fights such as the first? So the goal is to have an entry level with a story first sphere, and then offer a challenge to players with higher spheres, and eventually heroic variety hunt. And I don't really agree with this, that the game becomes too challenging as you progress. The game starts off pretty easy, or not pretty easy, but it starts off with a lot of time for you to get to understand how the mechanics work, and as the game progresses you can get better at playing the game or playing a character, and then when you're ready to go do the harder stuff, just go do the harder stuff. Like, you're not really forced to immediately go jump into the harder stuff. Like, of course you want to progress through the storyline, but you're not, like, you can still run the old stuff to get better gear or better echoes or get yourself better set up, stuff that you are comfortable running until you jump into that to that next part. It can be challenging, but I don't think it's too hard to where new players wouldn't be able to handle fights like the first. Like the whole thing is about trial and error. So yeah, you may die, but once you understand how it works, you're good. Wait, are we meant to have 30 points or are people only getting 28? You're meant to be able to have 2 affinities at 15% bonuses and unlocking 4 perks total. So that's a huge revelation, Affinity Respect, Founder Season 2. Could you share a crit chance formula? Nope, calculators kill fun. And he goes on to say, so it's inevitable, pretty much. Like there's going to be crit chance formulas made, but they feel like calculators kill the fun, but the min-maxers are going to have spreadsheets anyway. Do we know if mag and physical defense works properly? Mag is magic. Hard to say definitely what you know or not. Does a snarf min a snarf? Any plan to tweak XP rates anytime soon? Leveling alts is a truly miserable experience and repeatable ones are useless now. XP scrolls will be usable. So this is that question earlier, and this is Mad Zen is Steve Mad. He says XP scrolls will be usable soon in Founder Season 2, which will help a lot. You can then use these on any Wayfinder or weapon. We fixed the bug with repeatable side quests giving too much XP, but we are working on a pass for side quest rewards which will have more appropriate XP payouts. Some are actually too low also, and also material rewards including XP scrolls. We are also fixing a bug where expedition completion was rewarding too little XP. And I guess there's also the town boards. I don't know if we mentioned that, I might have reread it. But yeah, so there's a lot coming in. Of course, it's going to be in Founder Season 2, but this is one of those early access things where the game has to go through some changes while fixing itself. They didn't have a fix in place before nerfing the XP bonus. Maybe they shouldn't have done it so hard. They could have just done it a little bit so we can still get some XP in place of those XP scrolls, because the XP scrolls are supposed to be so much better to level up our characters. We should have a difference in between how we are getting experience while we don't have the XP scrolls, instead of just chopping it all the way down. Now I understand that it was a bug that got fixed, but they could have also fixed something in place to make the XP be comparable, you know? That's what I feel. Do imbues or playing multiplayer increase drop rates in general? Currently playing with mutators add extra drops, including unique accessory sets, but we are actually working on some improvements for making loot from mutators more interesting because we feel like it can use some love. I guess I feel like people aren't really using mutators a lot because they want to make loot that comes from mutators more interesting, which I guess so. I feel like if they can put some type of, not necessarily like weapons that can be crafted from there, but maybe even if they have like some crafting to do with outfits or something, so they're not all from the store, just like some outfits in game, that would be kind of cool. Or maybe bosses that pop out if you combine certain mutators. Would there be a way to just limit matchmaking to our local servers? I would rather play solo than get matched with other regions because it makes the game feel like shite. Player hosting their own would be better. Cam says currently it should be preferring your local region. We're still ironing out some kinks there. And then they go on to mention something about the Oceanic server. I think I got it on here, but they're saying it's typical, but the way the server works is just be putting everybody that are in the same area into the same server, and then you probably won't feel the pain so hard. Is a roadmap that's been shared mainly stuff that's being addressed in early access, or will some things go beyond that and come even after full launch? Obviously Wayfinders and some things will always be coming to the game. It's stuff that will be added over the life of the game. Some of it is for free to play, some is beyond, some is for season 2. Snarf asks Steve, what does the Zen come from? And it says Zen was my first ever quest character, a dark elf, and the name was based off of how they were named. It was close to one of the guard names. Since then, it's been my go-to D&D character and MMO character name. I had to ask if we can get Sir Snarf as a Wayfinder in season 7 specifically, and Sir Snarf says, will I be a sentient pinball machine? Because Snarf is really a pinball wizard, so I feel like he should just have like jeans, like a 1970s t-shirt on that says like pinball machine on it, and then he has like 2 giant paddles, like pinball paddles, as weapons, and he like smacks a ball at them, like a pinball, maybe a multi-ball attack, and it'll be like multi-ball, and it just all starts shooting like multi-balls at the person. I don't know. It makes me think of this new anime that came out called Reincarnate as a Vending Machine, though. It's a sentient vending machine, a sentient pinball machine. V asks, can we expect pride-related cosmetics such as trinkets and charms? Will we ever get to know cool lore about the heroic Wayfinders, like what makes them heroic? And original soundtrack volume 2, when? Joe Fry says, we would love to get some lore stuff with heroic versions of the Wayfinders together in the future. We're working on Wayfinder specific lore stuff in and out of the game in the background. And there's also a message from Snarf that was saying that season 2 will have some new music to it. So Hopefully we get to hear that, and an OST Volume 2. Can we get a buff for sword and shield weapon types, please? And Solid A says, this weapon had a massive buff before we launched. And I think this is where people don't really, I guess, understand how it works, because I never felt when I was doing my video on how to use it that it was really that difficult to do damage with it or anything. I think people are kind of misunderstanding that you should probably use both sword and shield attacks when you're attacking, and how the blocking mechanic actually works. So hopefully my video will help some people out and understand how it works a lot better. Will craftable accessories be upgradable in the future? Steve says, we do want to have a way to keep relics relevant so you can keep set bonuses you like, since right now the relic always comes at a fixed level and will fall behind. Found accessories drop at content level, so you can always get higher level versions of those. Yeah, the crafting relic is just not that great. It's like there's really no point to really craft the craftables because of the levels that they're fixed at, and there's not really higher level ones there right now. And I guess it's just kind of to show how that system works. It feels like I'd rather just go ahead and find everything in the world, and if I have to craft something for a set, maybe I'll craft it. Any plans to change the matchmaking that not level 1 characters can join you in way higher dungeons? Yes, you want to make some matchmaking improvements, namely not letting people to the queue into things they don't have unlocked, and making sure you only queue things at or below your power. Now, that's very important there, because you don't want to be like doing the last zone, they're saying the hollow, which is like your level 30-ish zone. It's really strong enemies there, and you're going in with a level 1 Wayfinder. Even if you have a level 30 weapon, your power level is not going to be at the level required to be in the hollows. Hopefully they get that figured out while working on that queue system. But of course, server stability and everything comes first. Let's stop us from getting kicked from the game. How does Steve survive in an airport seat without swiveling? It's very difficult. It's like does what I do a lot, I guess. Like I sit here in this chair. You might see me in videos where I'm just kind of like swaying back and forth, but I try to keep my upper body still while I'm doing it. And just like a little bit on my legs. Just got automated sad. And Solid Age, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Neither. Don't drink soda. Soda? Don't drink soda. Water. But when I did, it was Pepsi. I have not drank a pop. I guess since last time I went to PAX, I had a drink called Daddy Issues, which is like Dad's root beer mixed with bourbon and some stuff. That was it. I like to do it on these days where I'm going on trips, but most of the time my big old jug of water. I have a nice difficult question for Snarf: strawberries or watermelon? Psh, not even hard. Strawberry, 1 million percent, 1 billion percent, 1 million billion percent, 10 million percent. The zeros are all blurring together for me. Watermelon is way overrated. Is watermelon way overrated? I don't know. I don't think people really talk about it. And what is the question? Is it about the fruit or the drinks or the flavor? It says strawberry. I'm sure strawberry lemonade is definitely way better than watermelon lemonade. Do they even make watermelon lemonade? I don't know. The Pulverizer. What's the best combo to proc Wingrave's passive through with Titan's Bane? With two-handers, there isn't really a shortcut to the finisher. Sword and Shield remains the best for that. Big perk for healing Wingraves. Hazmi has a good video for a build like this. Check it out. Let's check out Hazmi's video. I have not done any builds videos yet, but I do plan on hopping into some build videos. Maybe I want to say Founder Season 2. I want the affinity perks to actually be able to reset because I want to play around with those a little bit before I really jump into build. Question: are you a heathen who likes pineapple on pizza? Sir Snarf says, nope, F that. Don't like that. What was that one song? Man, that. That's what he said. Feather or feather. Okay, serious question, non-phallic related this time. And the next patch, will you guys add more details to the patch notes so we are not surprised by shadow change? Be more transparent. Solid H says, we definitely didn't mean to shadow nerf or buff. We want to be transparent and we've improved our processes. Cam will go into more detail. Cam says, yes, there are so many things changing and issues to address. I will personally make sure these improve every time. And no typos, Cam. I'm gonna catch those. Just let you know. DJ Lovedrop says expeditions aren't giving experience at the end properly outside of soon. Could be expected to be around 1 to 2 weeks maybe with content patch with new weapons. And Steve says the expedition final XP fix should be in the next content update, or the expedition finale XP fix, which is at the time of this video maybe next week. BCG says, are we going to get a patch that will play towards people having roles, like make break damage useful and healing? To be fair, I feel like there are a lot of best builds do this now going around YouTube at the moment. Pretty much he's saying that there are builds on YouTube that are saying, hey, if you want to do break damage, this is a good build for that. You want to be a great healing build, this is a good build for that. You don't need a patch that will play people towards having roles. What was going to happen here is people are going to say you need to be this particular role to join up, and they kind of want to avoid that and have it to where everybody can still play around with everybody. The dedicated break healing tank type stuff, I don't think that it's a Trinity system, but I don't think it really has a place in Wayfinder. I think Wayfinder right now as it sits is more skill based, and that's how it kind of should be. Like everybody has their own healing potions, and then eventually when they get this stupid Phoenix potion working right, we'll be able to get up on our own as well. So we should actually focus on having fun, and if you want to play a role that does a lot of break damage, do that. You can still do damage to the enemies without breaking them. Breaking them just allows them to be stunned for a little bit while you're hitting them. Suri says, any plans on adding DLSS Unreal Engine? It's easy with adding it. Snarf says just a matter of time. And they also mentioned at some point in time they were going to do the Unreal Engine 5, which is pretty huge, but I'm sure that's a ways before they get there, probably around or after the free-to-play comes out. Do any of you play Wayfinder on Steam Deck? Solid Age says, I do a ton. And I thought about that. I thought about his Steam Deck when I was going on the trip just for Wayfinder, just to be able to play it and get a little bit further and stuff and get some content out, but I did not. I chose not to do that. I also have a phone. I could have brought a controller. I just really wanted to be about the experience of being out there in Seattle and meeting the team. Hugo says, Cam, if you're reading this, orange juice or apple juice? Orange juice. And so I'm going to say that they're both really good juices on their own. It can be both. Orange juice is better than apple juice, and apple juice is better than orange juice. They both have a great place in society. Now, if you're mixing it up with apple cider definitely is. Apple juice is better than apple cider, but apple cider has its moments. Awesome. Is there any way we can get an idea like how XP is being calculated? Even when I full clear the same dungeon on same difficulty, the experience varies. Steve, the XP shown at the end is the total of everything you did during the run. So it'll vary based on how many enemies you kill, what events you completed, any quests that may have been completed, and etc. So everybody that's like speed running through these dungeons, talking about leveling is crap. Stop speed running through dungeons. Explore. Kill everything. If you go through Bloodworks in the mines and you explode a room, you're going to see this room that looks like it has nothing in it but a bunch of egg sacs. Kill all those egg sacs. Kill those spiders, because that's going to add up into the experience. If you want experiments, mints, like minty? No. If you want experience, go and do everything in the dungeon run. You know, run them solo if you have to. If you're running with people, like if you feel like running through something fast, run with people. But if you want experience, go in there, take your time, clear everything out. It's not time based, which is good. If it was time based and you got more experience points on how fast you cleared it, I would understand. Take your time. What is the change feature you are personally looking forward to? Doesn't matter how long it will take to ship it to the live servers. Archetype skills. So archetype skills is in the roadmap, and is when we'll be able to actually take some of the archetype skills and kind of change them around within the same archetype. So like say Venomous and Silo are the same archetype. Then we'll be able to take those characters and kind of play around with switching their skills around and see whose skills work better with who and things like that. It sounds like really interesting. I can't really wait to try it out. Space data, or data, however you say that. How long until the system kicks in where you get a boost for all the stuff you have maxed, armory system or whatever? Sir Snarf says, piecemeal, expect new systems as seasons roll out. So it's like as the season is progressing through, we're going to get a lot of stuff added, like content drops and stuff, and then as new seasons come out, we're going to get a bunch more new stuff added. The patch notes that's coming out during this is going to be great. As long as they keep a nice steady flow of content rolling out, and hopefully they have like a certain set schedule so we know this is the day or every 2 weeks we're going to get something new, instead of just pulling that. We had a whole bunch of stuff happen the first year or 6 months, and now you're going to have to wait a whole nother year for the next thing to happen. A nice steady flow of content is really good, and that's not just with the 3-month period, because people burn through this stuff so fast. Somebody said they already cleared and unlocked all of the Wayfinders. That's a lot. How long until the system kicks in where you get a boost for all the stuff you have maxed, armory system, or wherever? So you said it's going to be coming spread out over free-to-play seasons 1 through 3. Do you ever plan on changing how the damage reduction from defense works and balancing stats in general? Steve says one thing we plan on adding is more clarity on what exactly you are getting from the more obscure things like defense and crit rating. It's hard to show a single percent since it depends on what content level you are fighting, but we plan on showing a percent representing what your crit chance and damage reduction would be for something of your power level, so we at least have a general idea. So it's going to match up with the enemy that's the same power level as you, and I guess there's going to be some type of like damage reduction, damage percentage mitigation or reduction depending on the level of the enemy. So like when it lowers your item power level, then your percentage will also be lowered because it's lowering those stats. How about hidden secret weapon like the secret exotic mission from Destiny 2, but in this game? Cam says, I love those RIP Whisper of the Worm missions. You can trust a push for secret things like this regularly with the level designers. I wonder if there's anything in there now that is like actually a secret level or secret weapon. We'll have to look and see. Will you increase tower XP? Solid A says, job board is coming next season. Will be a big help here. The job board, like stuff you do in the game, gives you tower XP and regular XP. So that's gonna, the towers are also gonna give you the tower mission XP and regular XP. And they're gonna be, I guess, repeatable type missions. Hello folks, have a good day. Question, are you planning to implement any way or form of delete, remove of items? This includes weapons, key items, etc. Just afraid of how many weapons I'm collecting, blah, blah, blah. No, you wouldn't want to sell weapons or key items, but you will be able to sell accessories. Any plans on alternate ways to get archaic bones, halcyon orbs, and trickster coins? Maybe boss drops? Yes, we have plans for all biome event specific currencies to be easier to acquire soon, TM. For halcyon orbs, I might try to make a video on that. Just, run the first codex hauls, first tier 1 over and over again. And I made it through all the questions. That was all the questions that we had for the AMA. I guess it was a long video, but it went by kind of fast. What do you guys think? Were there any questions in there that you thought were really good? Let me know in the comments. I liked a lot of the answers that we got. There was a lot of good stuff in there, and I thought it was mostly going to be more people, like personal questions in there, but it wasn't really that many personal questions in there. It was definitely all very game related. Let me know what your thoughts are. What kind of questions would you ask them if you could ask them any questions? And if you're not in the Discord, consider joining the Discord. Like, you don't have to really engage with any of the people that are angry about it, or if you're angry in it, you don't have to be angry jumping into the Discord. Check it out. I'll have a link in the description. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching this video, especially if you made it this far into the video. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.